Hi, welcome back once again. This is Nick Agram. In this video, I will be discussing equations transformable into quadratic equations, at the same time, or at the end of it, or half of it, this video, rational algebraic equations also. I will be discussing that also. It's in the same topic. Okay. I just want to give a very confusing situations that my students have experienced. For example, if I will give them x squared minus 3x is equal to 0, they can factor this by putting the common factor outside the parentheses, and then they will give x sub 1 is equal to 0, and the other is x minus 3 is equal to 0, and then x sub 2 is equal to positive 3. That's alright, no problem with that. But then I will give them exactly the same equation, but it is not equal to 0. It is equal to 2. Then they do the same thing. They will do like this: x squared, x, it is common factor, and then x minus 3 in the parentheses is equal to 2. Then they separate it, x is equal to 2, then they will have x sub 1, and then the other one will be x minus 3 is equal to 2. And then we have x minus 3 is equal to 2. And then we have plus 3, then x is equal to 5. As you can see now, 2 and 5. I don't know if you agree that that is wrong. The best thing that you can do is x squared minus 3x is equal to 2 is to transform this into quadratic equations, quadratic trinomial. Then we have minus 2 to both sides of the equation, and we have x squared minus 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. Then what you can do is you can use either what's this, factoring, or the quadratic formula. I will use the quadratic formula now. We have negative b, which is negative 3, plus minus the square root of, we have negative 3 squared minus 4 multiplied by 1 multiplied by negative 2, divide by 2 times 1. Then we have x is equal to 3 plus minus the square root of, we have 9 plus 8, that is 17. That is 17. Then we divided by 2. It's not a perfect square, so we have x sub 1, 3 plus the square root of 17 divided by 2, and then we have the x sub 2, which is 3 minus the square root of 17 divided by 2, which is very different from this solution. So when you see this type of equation, you can only use this process if it is equal to 0. If it's not, then you have to transform that into quadratic equations, trinomial, most of it. Okay, let's take some more example. We have x plus 5 squared plus x minus 2 squared is equal to 37. Then we have x squared plus 10x. I am not going to discuss how I do it. That is a square, a special product, the square of a binomial. And then we have x squared minus 4x plus 4 is equal to 37. Then we will add the x squared. We have 2x squared. And then we have 6x. And then we have plus 29. 6x and then 29 is equal to 37. If we subtract both sides of the equation by 37, then we have 0 there, we have 0 now, we have 2x squared. What will be this? Plus 6x, sorry, plus 6x plus, what will be, oh, minus, that's minus, not plus, minus 29. 29 minus 37, that is minus 8. Minus 8. What you can do to make it easier, if you can, if everything here, all the terms are divisible by 2, then we can divide it by 2. So we have x squared plus 3x minus 4 is equal to 0. By factoring, I have plus 4 minus 1. Then I will get positive 3 if I will add that. So I have my factors now. X plus 4, and then I have x minus 1 is equal to 0. So my first is x plus 4 is equal to 0. X sub 1 is equal to negative 4. X sub x minus 1 is equal to 0. X sub 2 is equal to positive 1. And then you can check if that's correct. We have 1 squared. 1 squared plus, that's not correct. It's not 37. What did I do? 2x squared plus 2x squared and then 10x, that's 6x. 29 minus 37, that's minus 8. Let's see, when x is equal to negative 4, then we have negative 4 plus 1 is 1 squared. Plus, we have negative 4 minus 2 is negative 6 squared. Then we have 36 is equal to 37. Okay. Square of negative 36 plus 1 is 37. When x is equal to 1, then we have 6 squared plus negative 1 squared. That is also 37. Good. Then we have these two roots. That's correct. One more example. We have 6 divided by x plus x minus 3. I am using the examples also in your book, so that it is easier for you to follow your book. Now, what you can do when it is this rational algebraic equations, then what you can do is multiply both sides of the equation by the, what is this? LCF, least common, LCD, I'm sorry, least common denominator. And the least common denominator there is 4x. So we have 6 times 4x divided by x plus 4x multiplied by x minus 3 divided by 4 is equal to 2 times 4x. Now the x will become 1, so I have only 24 there, plus the 4 will become 1, then I have only x squared minus 3x is equal to 8x. If if I will subtract 8x to both sides of the equation, then I have x squared. I will just rearrange them. I have negative 11x plus 24 is equal to 0. And then we will either use the everything that we have learned, factoring or completing the square or quadratic formula. I think I will use the quadratic formula. The factoring says that it should be negative 8 and 3. Let's see. It should be positive and positive 8 and positive 3. It should be. Let's see. Completing the square, we have x squared minus 11x plus the half of it, 11 squared, is equal to 24 plus 11 half squared. Then we have x squared minus 11x plus 121 4 is equal to, divided by 4 is equal to 24 plus 11 and 121 divided by 4. Square of 11 is 121. So if I will expand 24 with 4, then I have on the left side now is x minus 11 half squared is equal to, what will be 24 times 4. 24 times 4, then I have 96 plus 121. 217. 24 times 4, 96. 121 plus 96, 217. And we have 217 divided by 4. Then if we take the, it should be negative 24, sorry. I was very reluctant to write 217 there. So 121 minus 96. 25 should be, it should be 25. So it's extracting the square root of both sides. We have x minus 11 divided by 2 is equal to plus minus square 5 half. So if we add 11 half to both sides of the equation, that will be 0. Then we have x sub 1 is equal to 11 plus 5 is 16 divided by 2 is 8. That is 8. Like what I said in the factoring. X sub 2 will be 6 divided by 2 is 3. Okay, and then we will check if we've done right. So for example, if we have, I will check now, when x is equal to 8. So 6 divided by 8 plus 8 minus 3 divided by 4, is that equal to 2? I will ask that question. So I have, if I will double this by 2, then I have 6 plus 8, 10 divided by 8 is equal to 2. Then it is 16 divided by 2. Divided by 8 is 2. What about if 6 divided by 3 plus 3 minus 3 divided by 4 is equal to 2? As you can see, this is 0, so the whole term is 0. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Then we have, we have 2. Then we get the correct answer. I don't have time now. This is a limited time, but on my next video I will do some more examples. I think I need to do that.